You are locked into Motorhead Garage, and I bet you love motorcycles because we do too. And if you love cool motorcycles that perform great and sound great, well, this is the show for you. Do not go anywhere because you're going to love this episode of Motorhead Garage.
Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. If you love motorcycles, you no doubt love performance. And when we're talking performance exhaust, D&D Performance Exhaust is the only place to go. Now, Rusty, you're the expert on this. The company's been at it for a long, long time. How did D&D get started in the performance exhaust business?
Well, in 1972, the original owner, David Rash, needed an exhaust pipe for his race bike, and there was nobody that made anything. So he made it himself.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Correct.
And what set that exhaust apart from the stock exhausts that were out there?
Well, it was based on performance to get as much power on the racetrack as possible, so that's what we strive to do to this day.
And that was back in the early 70s, so you've had a lot of R&D experience through the years, and how has the company evolved since then?
Since our meager starts in the garage, we've grown into bigger facilities and gone from the European bikes and the Japanese motorcycles into the Harley world and now the Indians. We always kept that same base as far as performance goes for our customers.
And who are your customers? What kind of breadth of customer do you have?
Anybody that likes performance and high quality.
And you have a lot of folks on the street and a lot of folks racing as well.
We tend to do a lot of street motorcycles now. We bring the performance of the racetrack to your bike that you ride on the street.
You've got 8 different bikes here, and this is just a small sampling of what you have at home back in the shop. Why so many bikes, and how do you use these as test mules?
I have a motorcycle problem, of course. However, I can justify that because I use them as test mules. So I test different engine combinations, different things that are out on the market as far as the aftermarket goes, and I see how our pipe performs on those different engine combinations.
What is the process like when someone's looking for exhaust for their motorcycle? How do they get in touch with you, and what do they need to do?
We have over 8,000 dealers worldwide. You can go to your local Harley shop, you can go to your local aftermarket shop, you can actually find us online. We have social media outlets that you can buy off of Facebook and Instagram and all the rest of those. Go to our website or just give us a call.
In short, you're everywhere, and you can service anybody based on the engine combination of the bike that they have as well. Let's talk about construction now. You pride yourself in high quality. Tell me about the quality of your exhaust systems.
One of the main things I like to focus on is making sure that everything is made in the United States. We have our pipe built at the mill to our specifications, even the ore that it has to come from domestically sourced ore. I mean, there's some things that you just can't get made in America anymore, so we make them ourselves because I want to make sure when we say it's 100% made in America, it's 100% made in America.
I love how you pay attention to Made in the USA, and you've got a couple parts with you that you actually make because you can't find them anywhere else in the US. Show me what you got.
Some of the things that are very hard to find are actually these plugs right here. So we make our own 18 and 12 millimeter bungs and bung plugs. This particular piece right here, you can't buy that in America, so we make it ourselves, and you throw 2 of them away. That's how far we go to make sure that everything is made in the United States.
You're a Marine, so I know it means a lot to you to be made.
Very much so.
And you brought some other stuff with you that means big performance, and you're the only one that makes it in the US as well.
One of the things that is a little bit different about our exhaust pipes than some others and the stock ones is we pay really close attention to how the exhaust comes out of the port and into the exhaust. One of those things is actually the spigot. This particular spigot is for a 143. That particular engine combination has got such a big bore that the port is extremely short. So we found on the flow bench and on the dyno testing that we were able to gain quite a few CFM and a lot of horsepower by making that port longer. So we CNC the spigot that welds to the front side of the exhaust pipe, and this is it.
Very cool. And let's talk about the pipes themselves here. Great looking from the top, but you look underneath, it's all business here. The heat shields look amazing on these.
Every one of these heat shields is hand formed, and we make sure that every one of them is mandrel bent, and we cut each one of them, and each one of them is actually hand fit. The header is a step tuned header. They're all TIG welded by hand. We don't have any machines that do any of that. This is the spigot that we were talking about. This is the flange. These are some of the pieces that we just saw. As you can see, each one of them is TIG welded. It's stepped 4 times on this particular pipe, which is for a twin cam bagger. The merge are actually welded together and then ported. All of these things are part of the performance. I don't know if you know how exhaust works, but the best way that I have ever found to explain to people is you're trying to catch the wave. So there's many waves that go in and out, and what you're trying to do is catch one of those waves while the intake and exhaust are on overlap and try to grab as much air fuel as possible out of the intake runner before the exhaust valve shuts.
One other great looking piece here, you've got the muffler with the baffle installed here. Show me how that works.
This is a multi-step design baffle. We actually build this piece out of billet, so there's no external fasteners when you bolt our end cap on. It's got an inner and outer core, and it's designed specifically for performance.
Well, they do all the hard work, so all you have to do is bolt it in. When you get it, your bike's going to sound better, it's going to perform better, and it's going to look great. Check them out at dndexhaust.com. We are just getting revved up, so stay tuned for more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings coming right up.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. McNasty Customs. It ain't nasty unless it's McNasty. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. And by NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system.
Hey there, Motorheads. This show is for you. It's Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now, if you've got a vehicle like this, you love cruising down the road, and I bet if you're like me, that means you love listening to your favorite music as well. Well, that doesn't come so easy in a truck like this from 1967. You see, this is what you had back then. This is the original stereo out of this thing. This monster provides you with all the glorious sounds on the AM spectrum, and just 2 speaker wires here coming off to the original speaker. It has seen better days, by the way, but just one little speaker there in the center of the dash. I always say it sounds like a clock radio when you're going down the highway at 70 miles an hour, and that's all you had. Well, guess what? Custom Auto Sound has solutions for you no matter what your vehicle, because they have speakers and stereo systems for hundreds of vehicles that look just like the factory originals that came with the car off the showroom floor. Key among them is something we have on this Chevy C10. It's the slide bar radio. So when you're driving along and has electronic display, you're able to use your Bluetooth and your MP3 player and listen to all your favorite music. But then when you park it, you slide the bar over and it looks just like the original equipment, and no one will be any the wiser when you're at your car show showing it off on a Friday night. Now for this C10 here, we chose to use some kick panel speakers like these. They are made to fit your vehicle, so you look on their website and find out what fits your vehicle exactly. They blend right in with the trim of the vehicle, nice and stealthy, and they sound terrific. We also have subwoofers from Custom Auto Sound. They're only 3 inches high. There's little feet that go on them. They install right under the seat or anywhere you want to put it. Some vehicles we've actually put it behind the back seat in the trunk, but it's very flexible. It couldn't be simpler to hook up. Everything is color coded. Let's take a look to see how it all goes in. The thing I love about Custom Auto Sound is the instructions are super simple, and it's also easy to hook up the wires because everything is color coded. Now with this stereo here in the C10, the owner decided that he wanted a subwoofer, so we pulled the stereo out. That was easy, just a couple of bolts, ran a wire from behind the dashboard out leading here underneath. Now this is going to be hidden by the kick panel we're going to put in, and it runs over here to the subwoofer. Now there's 2 leads here. One is black and white and the other is just plain black. The black and white one, per the instructions, goes in here to the red input, and the plain black one goes into the black input. And that is it as far as hooking up your subwoofer. And there's lots of options as far as mounting it. I've mentioned this is 3 inches tall. It just clears in this truck, so there's no need for any other hardware to hook it up. If you wanted to put it maybe back against the firewall or something, behind a seat, again, we've done it behind a back seat of some cars. There are actually some mounting brackets that comes with all the hardware you need. You just screw it onto the bottom of your speaker, and then you can also screw it into the vehicle. In this case, we're just going to be able to place it underneath the seat, and then we will run the wire around. We'll remove the door sill trim. We've already unscrewed it, and pull the carpet back. It's just a matter of hiding that cable underneath the carpet. But for purposes of time, we'll leave that till later. Now to our kick panel. It is made perfectly for your model of vehicle. So this is a 1967 Chevy C10. And to get it in here, we're going to start by pulling the carpet back. Hey, look at that. For the bright headlights, the old pedal on the floor, remember that? Oh, and by the way, grab the kids because you can show them this museum piece. It's a clutch pedal, something you'll never see on a car these days. Just a couple of wires here. There's a small one and a big one. And guess what? There's a small connector and a big connector here on the back of the kick panel. So just hook these two up at the appropriate spot. Little one goes to the small tab, and we are good to go. We'll just flip that over. We'll also hide our subwoofer speaker wire behind it. And again, this is made for your vehicle. We did have to unscrew the vent lever from the sidewall of the truck, but that is no big deal because we're going to screw that back in later, and that will actually help keep our kick panel speaker mounted to the side of the vehicle. It's a perfect fit here. Pull the carpet back, and no one will ever know that you have something aftermarket unless you really give it a look. Pull back the door trim, and it wraps right around the speaker. And again, we can do the same thing with the trim all the way around. We'll add the door sill trim around our subwoofer speaker and dress this thing up and make it look really nice. And we can hide all these wires here behind the kick panel, and we are good to go. There are other screws if you need them, but we found in the case of the other side of the vehicle, all we needed are these two screws for the vent lever, and we are good to go. That's enough to hold this thing in. So this is going to give you brand new sound in your classic vehicle. That's really all there is to it. We're going to dress this thing up and get the trim all nice and tidy, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. We will return with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so do not go anywhere.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Thanks for tuning in to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now, you know POR products from their rust prevention products, so they take care of the underside of your car, and they've been doing it for a long, long time. But now, Jason, how are you taking care of the top of the vehicle, the shiny part?
That would be the launch of our new brand, American Icon Finishes. We have come out with a line of clear automotive refinishes that has a tremendous amount of UV protection, a credible amount of gloss and depth of image to protect the top of the car and make it look really, really good.
And this is a professional line.
It's DIY capable under the right conditions, the right equipment, but is really geared towards professionals, making their lives easier, showing off their artistry, and making sure that they get callbacks to do more work, not repair work.
So something like this tank was done with that coating. How much buffing then had to be done after the clear coat?
This is 3 coats of clear and out.
That's it?
That's it.
That's
He
amazing.
did not have to sit there and polish it up at the end of the day. He put the clear on, let it sit, let it bake out, and he was ready to go. And I was the customer, so he gave it right to me. But this is how it would go back to the customer.
That's unbelievable, and that saves a ton of time and a ton of effort.
Time, effort, and money. And that's what we're trying to do, is make sure that the professionals get the benefit of all the hard work that we put into the years of DIY with the rust preventive.
And the customer also gets the benefit because they don't have to wait as long for their vehicle. It doesn't take as many man hours to get it done.
Yep, and then they can focus on just polishing it with a rag and using good car care products to keep it looking good.
Very cool. And then you have the other plate that you brought in there as well, and that is the same situation. No
cutter buff on this. So this, again, this is our 4-to-1 product. We have our 2-to-1, high-end, high solids clear, and we have a Euro kit as well. But try to give an example of a couple of different clears, but all geared towards the professional that at the end of the day, they don't have to go back in and refinish it at all when they're done painting.
Now, this is a new product, but you guys aren't new to the game. How long have you been making coatings?
We've been making coatings. Actually, we're a family-owned company since 1923. We're based in the New York City area, just actually north of New York City. We've been making POR since the early 90s, and we launched American Icon at SEMA 2019. So last year was a little bit of a bumpy road to be introducing a new brand.
For everybody, yeah.
Trying to get stuff in people's hands, a little bit of a challenge, but at the end of the day, it's been out. We've been working a lot with custom painters, custom bike painters, custom car painters, people making custom guitars, NHA hockey masks, and things like that. And the reception on the professional side has been really, really good. So we're excited to get this in the hands of a lot of people.
And that's the professional side, but on the enthusiast side, or someone who wants to do this at home, how easy is it for them if they have the right equipment?
We give people instructions, so it's there. We have our customer support, so you can give us a call, we can guide people. But with the right equipment, right safety equipment, glasses, proper mask, the respirators, because they are actual chemicals that we worry about inhaling. you can get really good finishes. A little bit of practice, and maybe not to this level of quality, but certainly, this is me. I'm not a painter by any stretch, and I can make a panel and actually make a car. We painted our race car and make a car look really good. So.
It looks fantastic.
It's accessible. It's daunting because it's catalyzed and some extra tools, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of DIY people who are spraying their cars and driveways with the right masking and the right environment, and if you can do it, this is a great product for you. And most importantly, you're getting premium quality clears at an affordable price. And then that's what we're trying to put out there for everybody.
And that's awesome. Are there videos online where we can learn how to apply this?
We have videos, tutorials on how to spray and apply both these products, obviously our rust preventer products. So on the internet, we have a YouTube channel with stuff as well. And as we gain more people, a lot of people are starting to throw stuff up on Instagram showing how things are done as well. So we're leveraging social media and all the other internet outlets to kind of educate people as much as we can.
Whether you put it on yourself or take it to a professional, what's the durability like on the coating?
We put a tremendous amount of high quality chemicals in here. Specifically, we engineered this to have a lot of UV protection. So you get the enhanced gloss, but you get the enhanced color longevity. So these are really durable when it comes to exterior exposure. There's a lot of, several years of exposure that we have on our own labs, but using our suppliers and other chemistry, these are robust finishes.
Well, you can make your car, your truck, your hockey mask look great. You can also protect it for a long, long time. Check them out at POR15.com. And you can check us out right after the break. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. JF Tops, provider of the Dash Poncho. Go topless. Chicago Pneumatic, people, passion, performance. And by Rocket Racing and Performance for all your high performance needs.
If you're just joining the program for the first time, you haven't heard about Tribotex. So, Tribotex is an additive for the engine. Tell me what it does and how it works.
Tribotex is a self-applying coating that attaches to a surface inside of your car only where friction takes place and build up a layer, nanoparticle by nanoparticle, that compensate for decades of accumulated wear. So when a lot of people slow down wear, we reverse it.
So you're telling me you can actually repair your car by using Tribotex?
Yes, in every place where friction takes place, layer by layer, your material fades away and leaves with the oil change. When nanoparticles come in, they attach to this surface only with the force of friction and build up layer by layer due to its properties that compensate for that wear.
And you said any place where there's friction. There's lots of other places where my car has friction, not just in the engine. So how do you address that?
Most of our people love applications for the engine because it shows dramatic result, quieter engine, better gas mileage. But other applications actually even better. Transmission, rear differential, power steering that makes noise. You can fix those things without disassembly very often in industrial application, even without stopping the machine.
I know one of the big problems, say, with the rear end gear is heat, and the heat buildup can damage things.
Often supercharged engines aftermarket are too big for the rear differential. With the tube of Tribotex, you can supercharge your rear diff without even taking it off.
There's a whole lot of other additives out there, and what if I use one that I'm happy with?
The key difference of what we're doing is a long-term performance. Many other additives have to be applied all the time to improve the oil. For us, we use oil as a carrier and build the layer on the engine, and once the oil leaves, the Tribotex layer stays.
How does Tribotex affect my oil?
It doesn't. We use only as a carrier, and for us, it doesn't even make a difference what kind of oil you use. It can be even water.
Well, it stands head and shoulders above because Tribotex is the better mousetrap you've been looking for your vehicle. You can check them out online at tribotex.com.
Time now for the lowdown with Magic Creeper.
Well, we're ready to hit the road with Masters Entertainment Group for another gig. This trailer right here, well, this holds my extensive wardrobe. We never leave home without the Magic Creeper because it's super easy to store. We keep it right in our truck. We're able to use it before we leave. We can check all the fluids in our vehicle. We need to do tire pressure checks. We want to be safe. then you just use the Magic Creeper as a kneeling pad at all 4 corners. And when you're under the hood, you can use it as a fender cover. That means you're going to protect your paint job. You're also going to protect your clothing from getting dirty. Then, should we get in trouble on the road, of course the Magic Creeper comes in handy. We're going to use it beside the road as a knee pad when we're changing tires. If we have something underneath the trailer or the truck, then we can use the Magic Creeper. All we have to do is roll it out, kind of like a bowling ball. Just let it fly under there, scooch it out just a little bit, plant your bottom on it, slide underneath the truck or the trailer, and you can do any of the safety checks or any of the fixes you need to make, and you can head right on down the road once again. If the weather is bad, this is what I love about the Magic Creeper. It's going to keep you dry, it's going to keep you clean. You can go under the vehicle. The part of the Magic Creeper that is on the ground is always going to stay on the ground. All the mud, all the dirt stays under you, and you never get to touch it. You are fresh and clean and ready to do a television show or head to a job interview or wherever you're going. Magic Creeper is durable. We've tried to mess it up with some tools and gouge it and things. The material is going to last for a long, long time, and it cleans up super easily. All you have to do is spray it just a little bit with a regular cleaner, use a rag, wipe it off, throw the Creeper back in your vehicle, and you are ready to go. There are a lot of imitators out there. You can find them everywhere online, but there's only one place where you can find the genuine Magic Creeper. That's at magiccreeper.com. Well, Motorhead Garage comes at you every week at the same time in the same place, so be sure to join us next week. And by the way, if you have a product that you have invented or that you're selling and you want to see it on Motorhead Garage, email Jeff at masterstv.com. We'd be glad to hear from you. Until next week, from our entire crew, we'll see you next time here on Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. So long.